Alright, what's up Dragon Brood? Today we're taking a look at a creature deck that helps us decide how resilient we can be in the standard meta, and we're doing that by way of Naya colors with some artifacts. So let's take a look at the cards we're highlighting today in today's list. I want to remind everybody, if you need some sweet Phyrexian gear, check out ultrapro.com/PowrDragn. Use promo code PowrDragn, they'll save you 5% at checkout. Okay, so we're going to start with a couple of Exuberant Fuseling. We're not going to play a lot, just a couple of them. I think this card is useful, and since we are going to have a way to sacrifice a bunch of treasure and stuff, this could actually do some real damage, but it is small on the back end, so we're just going to see. Going to toy around with it. We're definitely going to play some Reinforced Ronin. This card actually stands to do a lot in this deck because having artifacts enter the battlefield is going to create a lot of triggers. Speaking of which, one of those things that's going to care about that is going to be Teething Wormlet. This card's actually just great. It grows every turn. It actually gains life, so it solves a lot of problems that you're going to have. We're also going to play 3 Destroy Evil in this list. This is one of those cards I think is gaining more traction for me in a few deck lists. We're still seeing so many copies of Fable of the Mirror Breaker, along with some other miscellaneous enchantments. But even more importantly, being able to destroy something with toughness 4 or greater is pretty big when you're talking about Obliterators, Shieldreds, things of that nature. Now, some of the other things that are going to benefit from creatures coming into play and giving us artifacts are going to be Gallag Readers, which checks a lot of different boxes, obviously, because of everything it can do. And then Yoshin Dissident. Kind of comes back to where we were talking about that Reinforced Ronin and being able to have this trigger every single turn and pump our teams. Obviously good in multiples. And where we were talking about sacrificing treasure, Professional Facebreaker. This card's going to actually do a lot for us. It's going to get us cards that we can play. It's going to let us sacrifice treasure to pump the Fuseling. When we deal damage, you're going to have artifacts come into play that trigger the Wormlet and the Dissident. So lots we're going to get out of this. We're also going to be playing some Jewel Thief because this card's actually just nice. It tramples, it produces treasure when it comes into play, so that's great. And one of the other cards I want to take a look at is Dragonwing Glider. Now, this is out of the latest set, and it's a card we haven't seen much of. I think I only played it once in our equipment list, but I think it actually could work here for a few reasons. It gives stuff haste, it comes over the top, creating a flyer, which is nice. It's an artifact, so it triggers all of that. If your board gets swept, you still have this left behind that you could then put on the next creature, so we'll just see how it works out. But we have a few other things sprinkled in here, but we'll talk about the full deck list at the end of the video. For now, y'all go enjoy the games and have some fun. Actually, wait, one more thing. Want to give a shout out to our latest member of the Brood, Joe Foltz. Welcome to the Brood. Thank you for joining the channel. Everybody else, you can hit the join button down below. Now, y'all go have some fun, enjoy those games. Catch up with me on the back end of the video. Not the best keep in the world, but we're going to go with it. Skrelv, okay. Definitely need some green mana now. Actually, if we get a green source, though, that would be pretty cool to play Wormlet into Ronin. That wouldn't be a bad turn there. I was going to say, if they attack, we were definitely going to block, so they did the right thing. Come on, deck. Hey, we found something. Look at that. And we'll go with this, which gets us a life and a counter. We get to attack for 2. It's not too bad. Let's see what they got. Sure, lay down arms. I mean, they're using it on a bunch of small things. Like, we're mostly fine. If their plan is just to kill us with poison, I think we can still outrace them for the time being, but we'll see. Yeah, we want to do that. And then this. +1 here. Attack. I mean, our life total is high enough that we're not concerned about that. It's just the overall poison count. Can we survive? Because their hand could just be a bunch of removal and they just keep attacking us with mites here. Speaking of which. Alright, we're at 4. We may be looking to diversify the colors of what we have out as well. Alright, let's go with this. And this. Sadly, can't use our treasure because we want to be able to cast the Dragonwing Glider, I think, next turn. So we're just going to pass the turn. I mean, all they've done is roll out removal, so I mean, I don't know. Like, sure. You say you can make that where we can't block it. That'd probably be the smart thing. Yeah, exactly. Put us to 5 poison. Also means that they don't have anything like the big 5 mana or 4 mana white creature, which is nice. However, now that we got this, I guess we just play this. Set it up as a blocker. Again, our life total doesn't really mean much here, so we're not worried about that. Alright, get some triggers. Gonna go ahead and play this. It's worth another life and 2 more damage here. Oh, are they finally gonna kill our Ronin? Charge of mites. They're just gonna make more dudes. Then I guess we just attack with this and this, so we have maximum blockers behind. With us only being at 6. I mean, being at 6 already on poison. Alright, that's a good sign. And the opponent does not attack. Alright, that's good stuff. Good stuff. And then we're going to go ahead and go with this again. We're going to get a lot of pumped up stuff. Let's just get the +1. Can't quite kill the opponent yet, but we're going to attack with 1, that, and that. They have 1 card left in hand. I don't even know what it could be that we care about here, but I'm going to go with that. I mean, I guess it could be like Wandering Emperor, but like, would we care that much? Probably not. I only didn't all-out attack because I felt like that could have been problematic for us. Because we're only, again, we're already at 6. Like, they've blocked with Skrelv. Remove something. That could have been pretty rough. I think we're okay now, though. Because they're only at 4. Ossification's cool, I guess. I mean, they could put us to 8. And then they still take more than 4. And we can move the glider around. Yep, that'll do it. Alright, we'll keep it. Oh, I said that, but then didn't realize we have multiple hands coming to play tapped. Alright, I think we gotta do this instead. Any chance we could... Oh, well, you know what? Maybe this is okay. Let's go with Gallic Greeters here. Then we go Gallic Greeters, Wormlets. Get some treasures. Trigger the Wormlets. And then figure out what we do after that. This might be okay. I mean, this is a weird situation because they could make a bunch of stuff big enough by playing veterans and stuff to pump their team. But the other side of that is we could also gain a bunch of life. We can get a flyer. Salvo's good. We're not mad to see that. So we go with this. Let's see if it gets countered. It does not. Let's get a treasure with the first one, just in case. Try to roll this out. Still don't have a counter. Alright, well, we'll go +1 on this one. And we'll go treasure on that one. And that allows us to pump the Wormlet, gaining another life. And I don't think we attack. If they didn't play anything, they're flashing in creatures here, right? Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you just know things. Alright, Sky Strike Officer. Makes sense. We're probably just going to want to shoot that. I would like to draw... I mean, problem is, if they play on Myrel, we kind of hate life too, though, don't we? This feels sort of important, though. So let's go ahead and just kill that. Also, if they tap some stuff to draw here, it does clear the path a little bit if we want to. So, I mean, that's legit. Alright. Crack these treasure. We're going to go +1. +1. Give one of these lifelink, I guess, this tutor. And we're going to attack, I think. Can't imagine we're going to do much else here. One goes to 12. Alright, like I said, we knew Myrel was a possible thing, so we're not going to worry about it. Cost of doing business. Alright, we're going to go ahead and play this. I think put the counters... Definitely going to give at least one of the Gallagrators +1, because we can still attack with that. We'll grow the wormlet, we can attack with that. So the question, I guess, becomes if we want to give... I guess we put the counters on the Gallagrators? I'm tempted to put it on the Seraph, since it can just attack with Vigilance, possibly. But if... You know what? Alright, let's get +1. Let's also get +1. Let's put the counters here. Give the 5/5 Vigilance. And then attack, attack, attack. Probably even attack with the Steel Seraph here. And just say, if you got something, you got something. If you get me next turn, you get me. I mean, that's 11 damage. And I was going to say, if they're not blocking... Now if they attack, they're not getting that many 1/1s from Myrel. And Steel Seraph +1, turning one thing flying is lethal. So far, so good. If there's a Brutal Cathar, it's going to get tough. But we would have a good retaliatory attack, too. We'd get to play the Simulacrum out of the graveyard after blocking. Gain some life. Attack with a bunch of big creatures I have to block. But they would have 3, if not 4, soldiers to block with here. So there's a lot happening. A lot of questions to be answered. We'll see what they have. Okay, that makes a difference. That's real. I don't even... Now that that's what they did, I don't know if we're blocking. I don't think we are. Actually, wait. Opponent's at 5. Yeah, we're blocking. They don't have any flyers. We'll just put the counters on the Steel Seraph. I don't know why I was thinking about that. I almost missed that. Yeah, get a +1. Put the counters here. Give itself Vigilance, I guess. There you go. Whew. Ew, this hand's not pretty. Yeah, let's just play that, I guess, tapped. Can't cast Dissonant at all right now. I kind of just want an untap red source here so we could play, like, Fuseling and Voltage Surge, maybe. But we're not doing a whole lot at the moment. So I'm just going to run this out, assuming it's going to die a horrible death. Not really worry much about it. And then now, if we can get a white land, we could play Dissident and Ronin or something. But we'll see. Yep, makes sense that that dies. Yep. Alright, deck. Deliver the goods. We're not delivering any goods. Alright. This is not the best situation, but we'll try to make the most of it. This is tough. Because, I mean, I guess we just have to take it. Like, I wanted to kill Kaito here, but the reality is they could counter it. And we need the white mana, so we can't really blow up the treasure.
Now
this draw was just very awkward and bad. Okay, sure. We'll play this. See if they've got a counter for it. We'll try this. Kind of hoping they counter one of these, so hopefully a Voltage Surge can go after Kaito, but I mean, I guess we put the counter on the Dissident. I don't know. Gonna kill that. Okay. And they have another kill spell. Alright, that actually we don't mind too much. Use that to get rid of Kaito at least. Alright. Bought ourselves a little bit of time. I don't know how much it's gonna reward us, but they didn't do much of anything there, so that's kind of cool, I guess. I'm not even gonna attack because there's a Wandering Emperor. This is like the worst possible scenario for us. I mean, I say that. I guess if they Empered, we'd be able to kill an Emperor. So there's that.
I am the Emperor.
But either way, they're probably gonna minus. Alright, so we will still kill an Emperor.
I guess that's it.
And then they play a Deuter. We kill the Deuter. Alright, so I guess it all kind of worked out. I guess with this being a 2-2, they might have done the same thing instead of trying to minus a Wandering Emperor, so I don't know. There's some different ways that could have went. Problem is, our hand's just bad right now. We need double white. We need, like, we're just up against it in a bad way. We almost need to draw another reinforcement. Reinforce Ronin. But okay, let's try. I mean, you could chump block here, I suppose. As good as anything. Alright. Now, if we get any land, we could play Jewel Thief. That pumps up our Dissidents because we'll get a treasure. We get a white land, we could play Steel Seraph. Or if we just get any of our relevant bodies, that could matter. But we'll see. Opponent has 3 cards and a bunch of mana, so I don't expect this is going to go super easy for us. Maybe they'll just go digging for cards here? If they untap, I'm more concerned. Because then that means there's probably cards they want to play. Okay. Wormlet, you were not what we were looking for. Well. This is kind of tough, because we sort of have to just attack Vraska, because otherwise, Vraska's just going to keep putting counters on things, and now we're kind of just waiting for the opponent to sweep the board, I think. Yeah, that's fine. Yep. So that undid a big chunk of what we just did. But again, not much we could say or do about it. That was just a tough situation. Alright, GG's. They got us. We just got stuck on lands on that one. Oh, this is kind of interesting. If we draw an untapped green source, it could kind of change what we want to do here. But I think we're just going to go tapped Rockfall Veil. Then play 2 things the following turn. I think. Oh, that complicates things, doesn't it? Man, really needed more untapped lands there. That's rough. Ugh. We might be just... We're going to fall too far behind being on the draw here with these tap lands, I think. But we'll see. Maybe, maybe not. Fortunately, our deck is full of creatures, so that's mostly of no consequence. What to do here? I feel like we're supposed to just Gala Greeters. And just give ourselves a shot at maybe going off next turn. But also know that Brutal Cathar or something. Yeah, exactly. Like, we kind of knew the score, but you got to take a chance. That's fine. We're at 14, so nothing to worry about too much here. That's actually kind of nice here. Being able to kill the Cathar. Get back. Okay, I think we will do that. Let's kill the Cathar. Submit 0. They can keep Thalia. We're not really worried about that. Hell, for all we know, they have another Thalia anyway. And we're just going to get a treasure here, since that grows the Wormlet and gets us a point. And now we've got a few options open up next turn, even more so if we draw land. Sky Strike Officer, super annoying. But 'tis fine, I guess. Alright, so we got a land, and some things are now on the table. Interesting things too with Facebreaker, because Facebreaker attack with Wormlet's kind of sweet. I'm digging that. I think though we're gonna go. Oh, we don't have enough white mana to do that. I was thinking we might do both of these, but that's not going to be a thing. So I think all we can do is play Steel Seraph. That allows us to block a Sky Strike Officer, at least in the short term. Let's get the treasure. And again, if we find a land, that'll let us... Well, we could just do both of these next turn anyway. So we don't even really have to worry about that. Do this. We'll just put a +1 on the greeters, I think. And then I think we're just going to go lifelink on this one. Because they don't really have good blocks for it. I mean, they either give up... Yeah, they're going to give up Sky Strike Officer or 2 creatures either way, so that's fine. They do get cards here, which is going to be annoying. But mostly okay for the moment. Alright, that doesn't scare us too much. So we like that. Alright, that seems like that turn went kind of well. Let's go with this first. Even though we're missing out on a +1 from being able to play this, like, if they had a counter or something else, I at least wanted to toy with the idea of what that would look like real quick. Alright, then let's try one of these. If they have a counter, we'll coax it out of them, hopefully. They do not, so now we'll get the treasure. Goes the option to put a +1 here. We'll give this Vigilance. And attack, I think is still fine. Resolute Reinforcement, sure, that's fine. We still get to take out multiple things. I can live with that. Nope, just going to give us one thing and then draw 2 cards, I'm assuming. Yep. Alright, opponent goes to 13. We get another treasure, gain another life. Put counters, I guess here, because we can start making this big enough. We can at least punch past the Thalia, because that's the real concern on that card at the moment. End the turn. Also remember that we could... Let's see, opponent's at 13. The Fuseling has Trample. We could also sacrifice the treasure to pump the Fuseling. Well, we'd be sacrificing to draw a card, but would still power the Fuseling, which is important. We can also just start giving other stuff flying, and if we don't want stuff to chump block. However, it then does mean we can't block their flyers, and then they're getting more 1/1s on the ground. So it's kind of a weird dance we're doing at the moment. Alright, so if we go Fuseling... I did that a little bit out of order, actually. I should have done the... I guess it doesn't matter. And then we have 3 treasure. Put the counter here. Put the counter here. And next up, we will give this Vigilance. And we'll go to attacks. Here, here, here. I mean, at this point, do I even just get in with Gala Greeters? Opponents at 13. Force some blocks, maybe? Yeah, I think so. I mean, this has... Facebreaker has Menace. So yeah, sure. And we're going to get 2 counters anyway, because we're going to connect with at least one of these, I'm assuming. I was going to say, are these others just getting through? Ooh, we can do 10, 11, 12. We can't do 13. That's tough. Close, though. I mean, you probably want to block something. I mean, the question might become, do I sacrifice to see if we can find a removal card one time? Because I think that's real. Let's see. I'm just thinking about, like, what we could find. I mean, if we find a salvo, it's no good. But if we find... Yeah, I guess it's at least worth a shot. If we find a card we could use otherwise, it's a bad move. Should have put my counters on the Seraphs. Ah, it's just a land. Didn't matter anyway. Alright. No love. Yep. Yep. Alright, good news is, again, we have a lot of triggers. Our fuselings are going to get real big here. Let's put a counter on the Facebreaker, counter on a fuseling. Play the land. I think I'm going to go ahead and sack one of these again. Wow, it's just a land. Okay, well, that doesn't help us. I was hoping there'd be something else there. Opponent's at 5 now, though, and we do get a lot of choices here. Assuming fuseling's got to go away. The big one. Yep. They do still have 2 mana here. Thalia. We're not too worried about Thalia. Thalia does stop a fuseling right now, though. But if they attack, we're in pretty good shape. That doesn't help, so now we're just going to go to cracking these and hoping we find something. Because that's our only real plan. Remember, too, the fuseling tramples here. As does the Facebreaker having... oh my gosh, really? We've had like 4 land in a row on top, I think. Or at least 3. I mean, it's a body that doesn't help, unfortunately. That is horrendous, is what that is. Okay, I will attack with the only 2 things we can that matter. I mean... we could attack with a fuseling, but it'd get first strike by Thalia, so there's really no point. Other than it forces the opponent to split their blocks or what have you, but that's about it. Okay. We can live with this. Get rid of that Sky Strike officer. Like, that's fine. I mean, we don't get a treasure, but it's still kind of cool, I guess. Alright, now we just need to find a real card that does something. I mean, if we get any of our artifacts, or anything that makes an artifact, we instantly get to pump all of our dissidents, and the fuseling by itself is lethal. Like, literally, if we can get 1+1/+1 on the fuseling, that's it. Wow. Really? That's hurtful. I ain't gonna lie, that's hurtful. Alright, well, we're gonna attack with this, because they have to block it. I mean, we got nothing. We're just sitting here. I mean, I could attack with everything. I guess if I attacked with the fusing, it would at least force them to block with Thalia. Then either Myrel or Brutal Cathar has to block the Wormlet. But I think Cathar has to block Wormlet here anyway. I mean, it doesn't have to. It could have... Okay. Myrel got the call. Didn't see that coming. Okay, end the turn. Same deal. I mean, we'd have a pile of 2/2s attacking along with this 9 power thing and a 5 power thing, but we'll see. Opponent's got a whole fistful of cards, so who knows what's going to happen here. Well, at least one of them was a land. Oh, they had a backup Myrel. That makes sense why they blocked with it then. Alright. They're leaving some mana open. I don't know what that means. Oh, is this where we block? I mean... No, we're just doing the same thing. There's no point to do anything else there. Alright. They're giving us a creature back. Okay, so now we have an additional body. We can just start attacking with everything, unless... Because those other things in their hand can't be creatures, unless they're all, like, Myrels and Thalias, maybe? Otherwise, it doesn't make sense for them to just hold cards here. They can attack with Myrel to have 2 extra blockers. But we're not blocking with Fuseling at that point. We'll just let them have the 1/1s. Alright, that makes sense. Okay, that's a thing that might help. Possibly. What are you not casting? Why are they leaving mana open? I have so many questions. Alright, let's try it. Submit 0. I mean, if there's a Wandering Emperor or something, I guess it is. Alright, they're going to use that. I was like, that just pumps at 1. That was... Yeah, okay, well, now we attack with everything? Okay, that was a weird finish. Sure. We'll see if this works. Can't cast Voltage Surge, but that's not, like, the worst thing, really. I think we're kind of fine there. We're just kind of hoping that a Galagreeters lives. That's really it. We're putting hopes and dreams on a Galagreeter surviving. Which is going to be very difficult. Okay, that makes it hurt a little less. So at least now we could Greeters and kill something. So that's a thought. Gonna get a cut down. Nope, just gonna die to other things. Fair enough. Works for me. And I think we're still going with just Galagreeters here. Pass the turn. Not going to Voltage Surge yet, because there is a possibility, like, we could block, get them to spend mana, and then kill it, which would be kind of nice. And even if they don't, if they just trade straight up, then I guess we're fine. Wouldn't love that, calling their bluff, but we'll see. Alright, they are going to attack. So we'll block. See if they do anything. They do. Awesome. We'll take 1 point to kill that. Alright, now we just have to find a creature to trigger our Galagreeters. No! Alright, well, we tried, team. We tried. Oh, boy. Yep, there's an underdog. Alright, hey, at least we... Now, the problem, though, now is... I don't even know if maybe we just want to cast this straight up. Versus waiting. This being a 5/4 is probably so much better, but let's just do it. Go +1. Give it flying. Oh, I gave it lifelink. Gosh dang it. I clicked the wrong thing. I meant to give it flying. Hope we don't lose to 2 points. Alright, opponent got stuck anyway. Okay. This is a serviceable hand. I mean, we need something quality on 2, but in the meantime, this at least does stuff. Alright, well, that's not helping our cause now, is it? I was like, no chance they have a tap land. Oh, actually, we can destroy that, though. That's nice. Wasn't expecting to get that bonus feature. Oh, why'd I play that? I need to play that copper line there. That was just lazy. Playing too quick. Alright. Assume something to exile our Facebreaker, because that would make sense. Kami of Transients, okay. Ooh. That's nice. If we attack with both of these... Actually, let's do this. And then we'll attack here and here. Okay, so we can totally sack treasure here. Alright, cool. I'm into it. I'll just get a mana. And then get more treasure and gain more life. Have access to more cards. Alright. And something gets exiled? No. Okay, that's good. Wow, we're definitely going to go hunting here. I mean, that's a start. It does stuff. Attacking. Okay, I'm going to crack one of these. Because we have access to extra land. That's fine. I think I'll do it again. Dissidence. We could cast that here. But I think I want to wait until next turn. Oh, yeah, I don't get to hold on to that. I guess I should have cast it. I was mostly thinking that maybe I'd want to try to put it on the Tramplers next turn, but I don't know. Alright, let's see if they've got... I assume they have at least one exile spell here. Either Facebreaker because you can't block it, or Wormlet because it's too big. One or the other. I assume Facebreaker, though? I don't know. They're going to be trading stuff here anyway. So that's fine. So yeah, not having the Dissonant could come back to... I was going to say, could have come back to punish us here, but, you know, never didn't have it, I guess. Put counters here, because he's trample. And then we'll attack with all of them. Yeah, you got to block. So they're going to take 5. Gain 2, go to 5. Go ahead and play that copper line. And we'll see what's up. We should be pretty good here, because we have 2 tramplers. We have 1 trampler, but they'd have to play 1 and exile our trampler to stay alive, and even then they're just chump blocking for a turn. And we've gone through a lot of land. Yeah, opponent says GG's. Cool, cool. Alright, let's keep it. This is at least good enough to work with. I'm going to go ahead and leave mana open here in case we need to kill something with the Voltage Surge. Unfortunately, it looks like it's not that kind of deck. Well, that's bad news. Okay. Maybe reinforcement can help us get where we want to go. Wedding announcement, sure. Guess I could have got rewarded for leaving mana open a second time. Go ahead and play this. Yeah, I don't think this draw is going to beat mono white. Like, we're not built for that, unfortunately. You know, I guess we go for it. If it's Wandering Emperor, we try to just kill the Emperor. End up losing the Ronin, but sucks to suck. I guess if I was going to do that, though, I should have played the Jewel Thief first. So I'd be able to get that down, use the treasure. So that was kind of a lazy play.
You've done it. That's coming off.
Yep.
Cards to me.
Sounds fine. I mean, they can just crew Bankbuster and block here. I mean, I guess we could kill the Bankbusters, so that'd be fine, I suppose.
Years of training for this.
Alright, so while that turn didn't play out optimally, it still was reasonable. But now it's just a matter exactly of how many other quality cards the opponent has in hand. And we're slowly going to find out what that answer is. They did get a card there. This is kind of interesting, right? So we could play... Why did you tap that way, Arena? I was thinking I had 2 red available, and I did. For some reason, with 2 red spells, it managed to leave only 1 red mana open when we don't need this other green... Ugh. Sometimes it makes great decisions, other times just makes awful ones. This was one of those times. And now it makes next turn rough. Well, the way they blocked makes it not matter. But had we wanted to play Simulacrum and double Ronin, we wouldn't be able to. Oh, I guess that's not true. I guess we could have. We would have access to it. Alright, what else you got? Alright, they're going to sit back, block our dudes. Fair enough. That's interesting. Arena? How are you going to tap here? Okay, thank you. Oh, I guess I don't have a choice because I only have 2 white, so they couldn't mess that up. Give this flying. Alright, opponent goes to 10. We are really trying hard here, y'all. I don't know if we're going to make it, but I'm giving it our best effort. Alright. If I could get another Destroy Evil, I could unlock one of those. But we only have 1 left. So that's not going to do too much for us. Alright, they're going to sit back, get a bunch of 2/2s, which makes sense. Let's go with this. I feel like I'm kind of willing to trade this for a body. Plus, if this works, we get to Simulacrum, put a bunch of counters on the Facebreaker, which would be great. Yeah, might as well overblock. It doesn't hurt. But the opponent's got 3 cards here, now 2 cards, but they can draw 1 here still, so lots of... Oh, they got another ossification. Wow. Okay, well, if they have it all, they have it all. What you gonna do? I was gonna say, are you not attacking? I was about to be stunned. Okay, that's a thing we can do. Alright, what do we got left? I don't think we have any Ronins. Well, we have 1 Ronin left, I think. We've got 1 Destroy Evil. So there's things. We have to dodge so many cards here. And at some point, we're going to start hitting lands, which is not going to benefit us very much. Sure. And unfortunately, that is now 5 toughness, by the way. So if we get something, we're going to be better served getting rid of the Seraph instead of trying to unlock one of our bodies. I mean, I guess that's a thing. Oh, that sucks. Alright, I guess we got to do it, though. Otherwise, I don't think we have a shot at winning. Yeah, opponent just drew all the removal, and we sort of just got stuck not doing much of anything. I mean, a couple more attacks, and we're just dead here. Alright, another wedding announcement. We can call it. We don't need to sit through that. Opponent goes first, huh? I guess we keep it. It's serviceable, just not exciting. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Even though there is something to be said for attacking with the Fuseling, I mean, if they played anything there. Okay, well, we did miss an attack. Had they played anything, we wouldn't have got anything through, but tough life. Now if we could find a white land, that'd be great. Just the Simulacrum I don't think is good enough. Well, it looks like they don't have a removal card, though, or anything. We'll just put that here. I mean, they could just well have a depopulate here. Nope, but there is a Fable. Do we wish to kill the Fable token? I feel like the answer is yes. Attack for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Puts the opponent at 8. I mean, I guess we have to play this to try to have lethal. That's rough. I mean, obviously, if we draw the land, we'd still get to do what we need to do, but Okay, Wandering Emperor does create some problems.
I hope you're ready to lose.
Getting rid of the Fuseling.
I had
That's
much of a
good because
work
we can't use these. uh, here and here. Alright, opponent's at 6.
Our swords will
Still
cross.
short of lethal. Because they have a blocker on top of everything else. Alright, another Wandering Emperor.
Anyone
Probably gets
who
rid
harms
of
my
the
people
bigger
must
Wormling.
protect
Alright,
the
Wormlet, I should say.
I am almost
Hey,
back
we
to
found a
seeing
land. We get to go
your
biggie size, which is nice. Give this flying. And sadly, we'll just attack here.
I guess
Alright.
that's that.
Courier's Briefcase, sure. Another blocker. Okay, hopefully this does it. Unless they have another removal card, which they might. Okay. Whew, I don't know how we won that one, but we did. Ooh, we get to go first with this, huh? Alright, let's keep it. Kind of a little awkward because we're going to turn 1 Ronin, then turn 2 Dissident, but I think in some ways we'd kind of like to draw, say, a Gallard Greeters for the next turn. Or even a land, so we could, if something happens to the Dissident, we could still play Ronin, maybe kill something with the Destroy Evil. But, oh, we can't do that anyway, because that's the wrong color. So, sure. We just get to do this. See if it lives. It does. Alright, that's good to know. They don't have any 1 mana removal. At least no 1 mana instant speed removal, I should say. Spirited Companion makes sense. Alright, we're going to go with this. As much as I like the Dissident. And we're going to make a treasure to open some things up. Alright. So they're just keeping life total to stay alive here. And I'm going to try to play around sweepers if we can. I don't know how easy that's going to be. But it feels like it's going to be relevant. Destroying that. How do we feel about destroying that? Because that's actually kind of real. I think we do. Cancel. Why are you going to do that to me, Arena? Let's see. If we play this, tap those, then we get this. We could get another treasure if we wanted to. Let's destroy that. Let's go ahead and play this. Again, I'm playing a little conservatively here. In the event of something not working out. And the turn. If we get them low enough, Glider becomes real damage later. So that's something to keep in mind too. But as long as we're holding on to a Ronin, the sorcery speed removal doesn't do a lot to us. And that's something to keep in mind too. So they might be trying to get to where they can instant speed kill our Ronin and then be able to do something else. Which is very possible. So, how do we go about this? I do like having a Simulacrum too. Yeah, let's go for it. Alright, we didn't get to see their removal situation here. Which I assume they have. And then I guess we'll just +1. Other counter on the Dissident in case Greeters eats it here. You know what? I might just shoot that before they have a chance to block. As much as I don't really want to. And I'll probably regret this later. But I figure if we can get them down to like 9, then there are some combinations of damage that could be good with the glider. Now, if they make us sacrifice a creature here, I am forced with a little bit of a tough decision. Alright, they had March. Can't do much about that. That kills some of our post-sweeper plans, unfortunately. Yep. We knew that was a thing, though, so we can't be too shocked by it. This is kinda okay. And attack. Opponent goes to 6. If they have another sweeper, we just play Simulacrum and then try to put a glider on it. I mean, is the best we can do. Okay, farmhand. That's probably a good sign, since they played that before trying to kill our creatures. Intriguing. Let's think about what this looks like. We can play this for 2 and then do nothing. This does let us kill planeswalkers too, though. So let's assume Wandering Emperor flashes in, kills that. We kill the Emperor, then what? Alright, I guess we gotta try that. Because I assume that's what's about to happen. Oh, false assumption? I guess so. Oh, here it is. Alright, alright. I was wondering. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Now you've done it. Hat's coming off.
Sure. How do we want to go about this? I guess it doesn't matter. They're going to exile our dude anyway. So sure. I mean, that's got to be the play. Yeah.
I'm never done for good.
Alright.
You are not much of a roadblock.
They still have so many cards, so a lot of things can happen here. Alright, that's an option. You know, I think I'm just going to put the counters on this guy. And mostly because if they didn't play anything else and there is a Wandering Emperor, then it's going to exile our 3/3. No point putting the counters on it. Yeah, exactly. And now we at least have a shot at doing something on the next turn. So like we can live with that.
I am almost sad to see you go.
Alright, Sorin it is.
Consider yourself
You got it.
You fight for me now.
Oh, we did not get the land that we need. However, this lets us kill the token, so that's fine. Then we can take out both planeswalkers.
See you later.
No clue if it's worth it to play this or not. But opponent's at 9, so I'm going to try it. I feel like we're scraping. We haven't hit mana in so many turns, which putting this glider on something would have been amazing. But we got there anyway. Wow. Wow. Alright, so the one thing when playing these games is I got into a little bit of a situation that I couldn't decide if the fuselings were really worth it or not, or even if the one-off salvo was worth it. Because I feel like the Destroy Evils are kind of doing some of the work of what the salvo would do if you need to kill something like, say, a Shieldred. If that's the case, would we be better off just having another Destroy Evil, and then Destroy Evil still let us destroy stuff like, I guess, Fable of the Mirror Breaker, which is something to consider. So, with this being at 61 cards, I think we could cut the salvo entirely. But if you wanted to still have that 61st card, it probably needs to be either Destroy Evil or potentially Professional Facebreaker. Getting to draw those extra cards and getting the treasure were great every time we got the opportunity. So I don't want to necessarily just turn my nose up at that. And truthfully, the Facebreakers make the fuselings better, right? Because we can just keep sacking the treasure. The fuselings get bigger, they trample, that whole thing. So maybe that's what we should do. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a Facebreaker for now. And this is what the list is going to look like. We're going to go with 2 Exuberant Fuselings. Because they're playable, they're useful, but they're not great, but they're just serviceable enough. We've got 3 Reinforced Ronin, because obviously having an artifact come into play does a lot of stuff for us. 4 Voltage Surge, 4 Tealing Wormlet, the 3 Destroy Evils, 4 Galagreeters, 4 Yoshin Dissidents, 3 Professional Facebreakers, 3 Jewel Thieves, 2 Simian Simulacrum, 2 Dragon Wing Glider, which I was glad we actually got this into play on the last game because it actually is a pretty cool card and I think fits this deck very well. 3 Steel Seraphs, 1 Iganjo, 2 Mountain, a Sekinzan, a Beseiju, 2 Forest, 2 Copperline Gorge, 4 Carplusion Forest, 1 Rockfall Vale, 2 Battlefield Forge, 1 Sundown Pass, 2 Brushland, 3 Overgrown Farmland, 2 Razor Verge Thicket. Some of this was trying to negate having too many tapped lands come in on turn 1 and 2, so hopefully that helps that out a bit. I would say if we really wanted to consider something, we could cut a Jewel Thief to play an additional Fuseling if you wanted to as well. You can make some room there because while the Jewel Thieves are nice, they weren't crazy over the top. However, they do serve a purpose of being good against the toxic decks because you can also block and cause them to have to waste cards and stuff. So it's not bad, and it does trample. Alright, so this one was a tough one because while we did win a fair amount of games, I didn't feel like it was like a world beater by any standard. But surprisingly, it does have the benefit of being able to hang with the mono red decks and with the mono black decks pretty well. Partly, I think, because we just have a lot of threats, but also gaining a lot of life. When you're gaining life, obviously you're stopping the red decks and their damage. And one of the benefits of the black decks is to be able to nickel and dime you between like Shieldred and Invoke Despair, but if you're just gaining a bunch of life, then it kind of makes that not hurt as much. And we're also growing creatures of reasonable size, which is problems for them as well. So that's pretty good, right? It's a good deck against some of those matchups. Now, I do think the mono white decks could be a little bit iffy, though I think we either beat a mono white and a black white deck or whatever late in one of those games. So it's possible you can win, but it is a difficult matchup, partly because of the sweepers, but you're also dodging ossifications, you're also dodging wandering emperors, though I will admit the Destroy Evils can help that matchup as well. I don't think we want to go up against the pure control decks that are going to be like the Esper Control or the Azorius Control with all the counters and the removal. Like, I think that's just going to be a bad matchup, but I don't know how powerful those are in the current standard, so that could make room for this deck, not sure. But overall, the deck was playable, it was strong, it didn't play a ton of new cards outside of lands, which is kind of nice, so you don't have to craft too many rares on things you won't use in other deck lists, which is always a bonus. And now for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Wurmcoil Engine. Mostly because this card has been reprinted multiple times. It even most recently was in the Brothers War, one of the insert artifact things. It's had a couple of special versions printed, and the thing still goes for like $14 or something. And rightfully so. The card is very powerful. It can be played in any deck. If there's a board sweeper, you end up with 2 bodies left over. This is just a good all-around card. One of those cards that I think probably is going to take maybe even 2 more printings before the price really comes down significantly on this, because this is just all around good. If you enjoyed today's deck and you still like playing Naya, check out this Naya Humans list that plays a whole lot different than this one. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.